Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Zaki number 2, and in this video we're going to be asking the question, will Valorant eventually overtake CSGO? This is a constant conversation, constant debate, constant argument, and we have right here Arda Okal from ESPN Esports, and we have G2 Carlos, the CEO of the massive G2 Esports organization. Let's take a look at what they had to say about this.
Incredible presentations from Riot. I mean, you saw a freaking dragon in One Worlds, right? Like, just like tell me some of the things that really stuck out to you. What impressed you? Whether it was during the game, whether it was part of the presentation or ceremonies, or even somebody you met or talked to, or just like some sort of interaction over the years, if anything comes to mind.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the right place.
One thing that comes to my mind over the years is that I understand. So, okay, if you ask me right now, with the information I have right now, would you bet all your money that Valorant will destroy CSGO eventually? Like, you only have two options. Either you bet all your money on yes, or you bet all your money in no. Then I would bet all my money in yes. And
you would
count, yes, and that will come as a surprise.
And I love Arda's face here. He's like, the surprise here, bro. Not even here, right? Like, what was it?
Money in yes.
At 106. Like, this guy is like, oh my gosh.
Yes, and that will come.
My guy's surprised.
That doesn't mean I don't believe in Counter-Strike. I do.
Doesn't surprise me though. I'll explain why later.
I just believe that what Riot has shown, and what Activision Blizzard as well actually has shown, is that a video game is not just the video game. It's what happens around the video.
Yeah.
And you see things like in Valorant, right? You have the different characters, and each character has a lore and a background. We humans are very empathetic by nature, so we want to know about these characters. And we see things like Riot Games, actually, I don't know if you know about this, but they have like Spotify playlists for each character.
Let's go deeper with this, right? Because what Carlos is talking about actually fits very well with Overwatch. Obviously, the lore in Overwatch. Fortnite arguably would not be anywhere near as big as it is right now without the storyline, without the social aspect of it. The game itself is really cool, but that would probably have not catered to the mainstream like it has without, you know, the Marvel collaboration, which obviously is more recent. But we have so many, you know, animated shorts. Like I was saying, gaming is no longer specific to that program on your computer. It's a whole social culture now.
So I was listening. I only play Jet, right? I was listening to Jet playlist.
Oh, you're a filthy Jet main, are you?
100%. I'm Immortal 3, by the way. Immortal 3, and I don't do it with nobody, bro. I don't do it with nobody. I just solo. Okay? And what many times what has gotten me to keep coming back to the game is not the mechanics, but what happens around the game, like the coolness that surrounds the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's some of the magic that World of Warcraft has, that League of Legends has, is the lore and the beautiful things that happen around the game.
Talk about the cosplay even, like, there's just, like, I envision a world where in decades from now, we're going to hopefully potentially either see more animated shorts or genuine feature films based on the media, based on the gaming medium, basically. And games like Valorant, games like Overwatch, games like League of Legends, games like Fortnite have all really, I don't know if I mentioned Overwatch, but they all really set themselves up for being able to do crossovers into different entertainment mediums. CS has zero of that. They have amazing gameplay, amazing mechanics, but they have zero of essentially what is turning up the biggest games in the world right now. Let's take a look at, for example, Fall Guys even, and Among Us. They're not the biggest games in the world right now, and I'm not saying that they are. But in terms of the attention that they've gathered, it's come from the social aspect. That is why these party games are doing so well on Twitch right now. It's social. People give more of a crap about the social aspect generally than the gameplay aspect to a certain extent. Both have got to be really polished. for a game to be really successful.
that makes a lot of people, myself included at times, just come back all the time.
Oh, sorry.
And
Crap.
To your question
I forgot that
specifically,
he was.
seeing
Okay,
what
that's
Riot
my
Games
bad.
is
I'm
being
sorry.
able to do music-wise, show-wise, videos and cinematics and things of that nature. I mean, imagine your perks, right? You actually made Yasuo, and Riot Games creates a banger song with a banger cinematic where you, with your face and the G2 logo, I have goosebumps, are showcased as Yasuo.
And he has goosebumps because
And
he can
then
see it
the
happening.
song is like, rise, bam, and then Yasuo just slides the... Dude, how can Perks not want to play League of Legends after that? Or anybody that's a G2 fan. Like, the amount of Yasuos picked after that cinematic.
I mean, this is literally why Ninja got his own skin in Fortnite, just to say.
It's probably insanely high. So now coming back to the point, yeah, I that's why I would bet all my money in yes, it would, end up destroying in terms of numbers of people playing the game. Counter-Strike, because in Counter-Strike, the only thing you have going for you is the mechanics, and I love the game to death. I really do. We keep investing. So I'm playing more than Valorant even right now. But yeah, the game. What is the long tail? Where is my lore? What is the shows that surround the video game? What is the? You know what I'm talking about. And I think that's one of the things I've learned. That video games are not just video games. They're experiences. They are
Entertainment.
Whole
medium.
Yeah, they're a whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
If you enter right now an Adidas shop or something, it's no longer just a shop. It's an experience. You see maybe some ninja's face somewhere. Maybe you see a feeling, an inspiration, a video here, colors there, bang. It's a whole experience.
And I mean, even moving forward with the experience thing, something that I think of, obviously, that can't necessarily isn't as possible these days or whatever, but the Pokemon Go experience. I'm really sorry. I'm just gonna put myself here, so that way I'm not blocking anyone in the face. I feel embarrassed by that. The Pokemon Go experience, that was quite literally you walk around with like these entertainment experiences. The more that they innovate, the way that people want, the better.
I think Riot Games does
Valorant
that
does
immensely well.
Very good job at that.
And as a team, those things motivate us immensely too.
You mentioned Valorant, so I actually just want to ask one question about it before we get back to League and wrap up. But where do you see Valorant Esports in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years?
2 years. Already structured esports ecosystem in place, with a similar system that League of Legends has.
So franchising.
In terms of viewership success, top 5 out of every game. I would say Counter-Strike will still be top 5 out of every game. 5 years from now, it'll remain top 5. I think then Counter-Strike will move to top 8. Because 5 years is a lot of time and you have to be able to adapt. I don't know if Valve has the motivation to adapt in the game. I mean, Steam prints money. Why would they? And
that's actually something also, though, really quickly. Okay, yeah, Steam does print money. But that in itself, in 5 years' time, we don't know where that's going to be. Because, Activision Blizzard launcher, the Origin launcher, and the Epic Games Store. Now, out of those 3 competitors, the one that sticks out to me the most is probably the Epic Games Store that compete with Steam the most. The Activision Blizzard thing is its own behemoth because it's going to own, it has the Call of Duty launcher and everything else. So that's huge in and of itself. But Steam doesn't just have CS; it mainly has a lot of, smaller or indie games and stuff. And it has the titles, the AAA titles, and that's exactly what Epic Games Store is going for too.
5 years from now with Valorant, I think Valorant, what it's doing really well is they keep you coming back. I think that people from Counter-Strike fear change. The same reason why people that play football fear change. Like the only thing they added is to add a VAR, which is like this thing where you can. I don't know. For anybody that doesn't follow soccer. It's like they just added it so you can check if a foul is a foul, if a goal is a goal, right? With a camera, with a repetition, right? And so with a replay, right? And people were losing their well, no crap. It's been 120 years without changing a single thing from the game. Of course, people are not accustomed to change, right? But League of Legends, tell you what, League of Legends changes every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and everybody embraces it and loves it. Okay? People will learn to embrace and love Valorant changing.
Yeah.
Every few weeks or months too. Not because it's a shooter, it has to remain static.
No, it's the same reason why Fortnite can get away with changing as much as it does. It's because it started off the trend in the first place. But
I think it's good, our team with WP, he only played Sage. Now he plays Breach too, and we won also the tournament, the Blast tournament, the latest Ignition. And it makes us adapt. You can't be a one-dimensional player. It's good. So I think that constant updating is going to be super healthy for the long tail of the game. Imagine if League of Legends wouldn't have changed. If I log into League of Legends, I still see people that played 10 years ago, 10 hours a day, still playing 10 hours a day today. I don't see that in Counter-Strike.
And that's the thing. I know that there are a lot of people who think that Counter-Strike, when there's this comparison, most people who make this comparison aren't actually trying to diss Counter-Strike, and that includes me. I'm not trying to diss Counter-Strike at all. I personally just believe that with what I see in the gaming industry generally, when I see what's happened in the past 10 years, in the past 5 years, in the past 3 years, the patterns are starting to become a thing now. Where the attention is where the gamers are generally, and whoever can capture that attention and can capture the evolving, adopting attention. And what I mean by that is younger players who are getting into video games, whichever games that they adopt over time now, over the next 5, say we're talking about a 7-year-old who starts getting into video games or something over the next 5-10 years. These are the players who, in, like I say, 5-10 years, that's going to be a whole demographic in itself, and it's going to really push whichever game that those players get into. And most likely, it's not going to be Counter-Strike they get into. At this rate, it's going to be Valorant. Not only because of the more family-friendly stuff in terms of the spike and all that sort of stuff, attackers, defenders, etc., but also in terms of the lore itself. If Valorant has a really fun lore with amazing cinematics, amazing music, there's cosplayers, their favorite streamers are doing Valorant stuff, all this other stuff. If it's a social experience, which is exactly what Joe Ziegler, the director of Valorant, has said that they are massively investing in, is a social experience over time, then the 7-year-old who is about to get into video game now, for example, over the next 5 years, as Riot implements these things that we're seeing right now, likelihood is that the new adopters of video games are going to jump onto Valorant rather than CS, in my personal opinion. That being said, I'd love to hear your take on everything we've spoken about in this video. It's been a 30-minute long video. This whole video on ESPN Esports is only 7 minutes, so it means I've been speaking quite a lot. So I'm going to end the video here, but like I say, I'd love to hear your take on this in the comments below. I'm going to now make a video about this on Valorant Hub, talking about it in a different way and sort of, just doing what I do on Valorant Hub. So if you want to see that, of course, head over to Valorant Hub. Covered a few videos today, probably doing like 3, maybe even 4 videos today. We'll see. But with that being said, if this video was interesting or helpful, a like is always very much appreciated. If you want to be kept up to date with everything I'm posting on this channel, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. But with that being said, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.
Shopping.